name is Xavier Becerra Iglesias. I am 11 years old and I live in Naples, Florida. My invention is called Solex Turf. I came up with this idea one afternoon when I was playing soccer with my friend Bennett. We were kicking a ball around on our school playground, but it was incredibly hot, and after 10 minutes we were completely drenched in sweat. We went to find some shade and sat under a canopy in the middle of our playground, but the astroturf under us was burning hot, so we moved over to some shade under a tree. When I sat down, I felt some grass with my hand and discovered it was way cooler than the astroturf and a much better place to sit. I wondered why, and remembered that grass was always using photosynthesis, a process where the sun's powerful photons are used to convert water and carbon dioxide molecules into glucose, which the plant uses for food. I hypothesized that this was efficiently transferring the sun's energy, therefore keeping the grass cool. I looked at one of the large soccer fields that surrounds our school, and it's about 2 acres long and completely covered in astroturf. A couple blocks away, there was a city park with five more soccer fields and about 10 more acres of astroturf. I realized that there was an enormous amount of potential energy that could be used, but right now it wasn't doing anything, it was just sitting there. At the same time, I had read in science class that the Earth was suffering from climate change due to fossil fuel overdependence. I had recently seen images comparing pre-pandemic pollution levels to post-pandemic images. Human fossil fuel consumption has dramatically decreased due to mitigation efforts against COVID-19. This proves the extensive environmental damage that our planet has undergone, but it also provides incredible hope. It proves that if we can change our behavior, we can also change climate and pollution change. My first thought on how to do this was to create micro photovoltaic solar cells and embed them into blades of artificial turf. But when I started researching photovoltaic solar cells, I discovered that they use toxic chemicals and components like silicon tetrachloride, nitric acid, and hydrofluoric acid. I wondered if there was a better way, and then I realized there had been for over 400 million years. My solution was to use photosynthetic and piezoelectric energy harvesting sources, which are highly renewable, non-toxic energy sources. To do this, I had to understand the structure of chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are the energy powerhouses, analogous to our own mitochondria. Inside each chloroplast are thylakoid membranes that contain a magnesium ion, and the phototrapping pigment chlorophyll, which gives plants their green color and promotes electron transfer. One way to increase electron transfer is to replace the magnesium ion inside each thylakoid membrane with a more conductive metal, such as copper or gold. Recent studies show that it is possible to extract a small electric charge from a chloroplast. However, this has to be done very carefully because substituting too much metal can cause the chloroplast to take on photooxidative stress and damage. As light energy enters the chloroplast, we can funnel away the energy photons before they are used to convert carbon dioxide and water to glucose. These electrons can be collected and stored in large capacity batteries. My idea is that when aggregated, like on a football field, large amounts of electricity can be generated. One problem is that chloroplasts cannot survive without a host cell, and another is that they undergo photooxidative damage when UV radiation. My solutions to these problems involve CRISPR-Cas9, which stands for Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats. Cas9 stands for CRISPR-associated protein 9, and together they form an enzyme that can edit deoxyribonucleic acid inside of any organism. I have selected Saccharomyces cerevisiae, or yeast, which is a well-studied organism, to produce chloroplasts. This solves the problem of needing a host cell for the chloroplast, and all the user would have to do was spray the chloroplast-producing yeast across the turf to renew the system. Yeast produce natural adhesins, so they would stick to nanowires protruding from each blade of grass. These system would be used in combination with piezoelectric pressure plates underneath the turf to create system redundancy, the constant generation of electricity regardless of unpredictable variables. A piezoelectric material is a ceramic or crystal that, when compressed, produces an electric charge. Originally, scientists thought quartz was the best piezoelectric material, but then lead zirconate titanate was synthesized in a lab, and it produced more electric charge with less pressure applied. These piezoelectric pressure plates would be connected to the photosynthetic energy harvesting blades of artificial turf through a densely connected network of silicon nanowires. And these nanowires would funnel energy to a large capacity battery to power devices such as stadium lights, jumbotron screens, and air conditioners. Solux turf would replace conventional astroturf over large surfaces areas like stadium, sports complexes, and playgrounds. As the next generation of alternative energy sources, Solux turf would consistently harvest energy through photosynthesis and piezoelectric properties, eliminating the need for toxic, outdated photovoltaic technology and improving the well-being of the user and the planet. By changing something as ordinary as astroturf, we can absolutely make a difference in the health of our planet. Solux turf, good for your soul and good for your planet.